Hi, this is Dr. Don, and we are doing a series of lessons called Meet Your Family System. And today we're talking about triangulation, a big term that sounds real intimidating, but actually will make a lot of sense to you. And we're going to talk about how that really impacts therapists in the work that they do with their families and with couples. So to illustrate this, I've got a table and chair up here, and the way I teach this to my students is this. Relationships are typically dyads being two. And so we'll illustrate a relationship as two legs on this chair. This is a dyad. So this could be a husband and a wife. This could be a father and a son. This could be a grown daughter and her mother. It's a dyad. But the family is filled with dyads, two people relationships. And you'll see as I let go of that chair that I've got to come back and balance that thing, that it's just going to teeter a little bit. Dyads are by definition unstable. And by that we mean that when they're functioning well, when everything's going well in a relationship, they balance out just fine. But if anxiety goes up, if stress goes up, if something goes wrong, there's only one place for that anxiety to go. It's to the other person. And if it's blocked, if it's not working with them, then the thing tends to tip more and more. It gets more and more unstable. If a husband can't talk to his wife or a wife can't talk to their husband and make them understand, then the anxiety, the stress goes up and it gets more and more unstable. When that occurs, it's very typical for one person to talk to somebody else. He gets up in the morning, has an argument with his wife. He gets to the office, and a woman that he works with says, "You look like you've had a rough morning," and he begins to download with her about what a terrible day he's already had. He just triangulated. How many people now do we have involved in the anxiety and the stress? Well, we don't have two. We don't have a dyad. We have a triad. So that is triangulation. What was two is now three. And so they begin talking and sharing, and suddenly all of the problem solving and the difficulties that should be in this relationship is getting siphoned off into this relationship. She may do the same thing. She may be upset with him, and her mom calls on the phone and can tell she's upset, and she downloads with mom to her and says, well, this is what's going on, and she triangulates with her mother. When she triangulates with her mother will tend to take her side. When he triangulates with that woman he had coffee with at the office, she'll take his side. So now we've got two triangles formed. We've got his and hers, and instead of two people involved in the problem, we now have four people involved in the problem. And you tell me, are we getting closer to resolving this thing, or are we getting farther away from resolving this thing? Or are we getting farther away from resolving this thing? So triangles tend to suck people in to the anxiety and difficulty within the dyad. Incidentally, all kinds of people can get triangled in, and you can triangle with other things as well. You can triangle with sports. You can triangle with work. You can triangle with drugs or alcohol. You can triangle with religion. You can triangle with going to college and getting degree after degree after degree. There's all kinds of extramarital affairs are the classic triangle. Problem in the marriage, a third person comes along, and how wonderful they are and how miserable I am, and boom, we're off to the races. And so that's how our triangles begin to develop. I'll say a word to those of you that are training to be therapists, and that is, as our clients come in and they're experiencing instability, a couple's not doing real well and they want couples counseling, both of them by nature are going to try and triangulate with the therapist. He's going to try and get me to take his side. She's going to try and get me to take her side. And what I say about that is I'm going to work for that third party in the relationship, which is the relationship itself. And so we as therapists have got to work real hard that we can listen to folks, we can understand them, we can be certainly get insights from both of them as to what's going on, but I don't want to get triangulated with my clients against the other person in the room, because then that undermines the therapeutic relationship. So as you begin thinking about using the concepts that we've been talking about in this series, let me review just a little bit. We started out by talking about family systems as being a set of wind chimes, that we all influence one another in circular causality. A impacts B, but B impacts A. We said there's three major subsystems. There's the marital, the parental, and the sibling subsystems. And I want to evaluate and look at those. We said that there's family rules. There's formal rules and there's informal rules. And those powerful informal rules are ones that may need to be taken out and taken a look at and renegotiated. We sit in different chairs in the family roles, and we help people look at the chair they sat in and see if that's appropriate for them in adulthood. There are boundaries in the family. There's a boundary around the entire family, and sometimes those are healthy and permeable, sometimes they're too closed, and sometimes they're too open. And triangulation can occur, where we take the issues between two people and we try and rope folks in to try and resolve that anxiety. These are some of the bigger concepts of family systems theory. The theory is huge, it's very useful, and it covers a wide range of phenomena, but it's very helpful for explaining what's going on with the family. And it invites you to begin using these concepts as you think about the clients that you're working with.